First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, honors and salutation to the hopeful elect out there doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Now, this article, which is from zerohedge.com, was sent to me by /Geopolitica. It was sent to me by the brother Sha'ar, from the Dallas camp. And, I read this article this morning. I kind of had to tell the brother, I forgot the brother had sent it to me because I had opened the message. But I read this article this morning, and, basically everything they go into in this article, is everything we've been saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for years, man. Starting with our apostles and elders. But I'm gonna read this entire article. It's entitled "A List of 30 Things We Know About the Coming Food Shortage," which is, they call it food shortage is another way for saying famine, which there will be a great famine, in the land of Babylon, aka America. So it says things are far worse than you're being told. Over the past few months, I have been carefully documenting facts that show that global food production is going to be way down in 2022. Which we've been telling you that, man. And it says, unfortunately, most people out there don't seem to understand that the food that isn't being grown in 2022 won't be in your store shelves in 2023, which people are not paying attention, man. This is the land of unwalled villages. This is the land of unwalled villages. And I am doing a walk and talk, so you brothers hear noises in the background. I'm walking through the park, so I don't mind it. So it says we are potentially facing an absolute unprecedented worldwide food crisis next year. And what month are we in? September, October, November, December. 3 months. In 3 months, man. That's why scriptures speak about, showing you the things which must shortly come to pass. That's Revelation, the first chapter. It's revealing of, matter of fact, let me get it. I was holding it. It says, Revelation 1:1. It says, the revelation of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, which the Most High gave unto him. Unto who? The Apostle John. That was out there on the island of Patmos. So the Lord gave him that revelation, it says, to show his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And such things, the scriptures speak about the pale horse. The scriptures speak about, the destruction, the black horse representing famine. The scriptures speak about all that, man. So then the pale horse representing death. So those are things which must shortly come to pass, man. Those are things which must shortly come to pass. It says, and shortly, meaning, the time in the spirit world is faster than here. And the times have been speeding up. The Lord, if you notice, we were just at camp on Saturday. If you notice, now it's Monday already, just like that. So it says, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, right? And we're following the footsteps of our Apostle John. It says, which is the footsteps of our Lord. It says we are potentially facing an absolute unprecedented, excuse me, I said precedented before, unprecedented, worldwide food crisis, excuse me if I butchered that word, food crisis next year. But the vast majority of the population doesn't seem to it's like it doesn't seem very alarmed. You know, that's where you got to go here now. Ezekiel 38, which is another thing shortly come to pass. It says, scroll up a little bit. Ezekiel 38, verse all right, here we go. Verse 11. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. It says, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls. It says, and having neither bars nor gates. Right, man. These careless people in America, you know, they're not concerned about the upcoming food crisis. They're not concerned about any of these things, man. You know, what they are concerned about is their social media account. How much likes are they getting? How much views are they getting? You know, that's why the scriptures speak about men shall be lovers of themselves, you know, in these times. So it says, neither having bars nor gates, meaning, you know, they're not alarmed, man. These people, you know, ain't nothing could happen to us. They ain't in that spirit. They in that spirit that nothing can happen to us, spirit, man. You know. So it says, matter of fact, one more precept. Come on. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. It says, but as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So what did this article say right here? I'm getting all these scriptures. I ain't even get past the first paragraph. It says, we are potentially facing an absolute unprecedented. I gotta see how to pronounce this word. Salakia, bear with me 1 second. Let me see this real quick, man.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Excuse me, I actually said it right first. All right, unprecedented. Hopefully it's bringing me back to the article. Yep, an unprecedented worldwide food crisis next year, but the vast majority of the population doesn't seem very alarmed about this, as in the days of Noah. It says, so I would encourage you to help me get this warning out by sharing this list with as many people as you possibly can. It says also, you will see below, we now have so many data points that it's possible that it is impossible to deny it's coming. You know, it's impossible to deny it, man. You know, just like it's impossible to deny the prophecies, to deny that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is coming back. Because I'm also, Lord willing, I remember, you know, Spirit had me bring it up in Revelation, I believe 16 and 19, where it speaks about, you know, the great river Euphrates drying up, man. Excuse me. You know, and also the rivers in Europe are drying up. They call them the hunger stones. You know, and I'm gonna go into a little bit on those hunger stones over there in Europe, man. You know, and it's a spirit because I'm actually by a river right now, you know, the Bronx River, you know. But it's not like this is a clean river. This is a very filthy river that I'm going by right now. But reading on, so it says the following is a list of 33 things we know about the coming food shortage. So there's 33 things, you know, we know about the coming food shortage. And give me 1 second, brothers. Let me just cop a squat right quick. All these stones are kind of wet, man. I don't really want to. It was raining yesterday, you know. So it says, number 1, the hard red winter wheat crop in the United States this year was the smallest since 1963, but in 1963, there was only 182 million people in this nation. Today, our population has grown to 329 million, and that's 329 million people that's been documented. You know, there's a lot of so-called illegal immigrants here, so you know it's way more people over here in this country, America. It says it is being number two. It is being projected that the rice harvest in California will be half. What if it would be a normal year? Half. What if it would be a normal year? So even just like, you know, a lot of things are going on right now in California, you know, especially with the homeless, you know, epidemic and stuff, you know. And you know, I believe California is gonna get hit really hard with this, man. You know, harder than most states. Verse 3. Number 3, it says the U.S. tomato harvest will come in just at 10.5 million tons in 2022. This is over 1 million tons lower than a normal year. And one thing about Americans, man, Americans are very wasteful. You know, they are very wasteful, especially you women, because they're so comfortable, man. You know, they got everything they need right now, man. They're so fucking comfortable. It says number 4, this will be the worst U.S. corn harvest in at least a decade. Which, you know, if you really look into it, man, you ain't really supposed to be eating no fucking corn any goddamn way. You know, but a famine is coming. Niggas ain't gonna, you know, care about that. Even the guys that saying don't eat corn, they gonna eat corn. You know, because corn, you know, your body's unable to digest it. You know, and there's a lot of talks that, you know, the corn is GMO, which I tried to plant one of those corn seeds, man. Those corn, and nothing. Yeah, that shit just wouldn't grow. You know. Number 5, it says year-to-date shipments of carrots in the United States are down 45%. It says number 6, year-to-date shipments of sweet corn in the United States are down 20%. Number 7, year-to-date shipments of sweet potatoes in the United States are down 13%. Number 8, year-to-date shipments of celery in the United States are down 11%. It says, matter of fact, this reminds me of Ezekiel, the 6th chapter. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Ezekiel 6. Let's see. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see. I really hope nobody calls me right now, man. Oh, here it is. Is it? Yeah, Ezekiel 5:16. It says, I will send a famine upon, it's like when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. Now here's the Lord breaking your staff of bread. You know, all the percentage of food, you know, that is was scheduled to be delivered is going down. So this is the Lord breaking your staff of bread, and the Lord said it's going to be for what? For your destruction. You know, it says, so will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I am the Lord. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Right? Because when all these wild beasts, you know, can't eat, you know, your animals, even like your mountain lions and all that shit, man. You know, when they ain't get no more food up in the wild, they gonna come into the inner city. You know, you got the animals in the zoos. You know, They gonna attack you. Your dogs can't eat. Guess what? They gonna look at you as a meal. So the Lord is gonna bring this thing up. The Lord is the one that's causing all these things, man, to happen. It says what was I? Yeah, year-to-date ship number 9. It says total peach production in the U.S. is down 15% from last year. You know, so that's 15% of peaches that you ain't gonna be getting next year, man. Number 10. It says almost three-fourths of all U.S. farmers say that this year's drought is hurting their harvest. Right, almost what? 3/4% of U.S. farmers say this year's drought is hurting their harvest, man. You know, because without water, you ain't gonna got no fucking crops without water, man. You know, and it's been droughts all throughout, I believe, like the Midwest and the areas and such as that, man. You know, niggas always look so fucking shady, man. You know, and then you have the thing going on in Jackson, Mississippi. You know, they can't even drink the water. They telling you that if you take a shower, make sure your eyes and your mouth is closed, man. You know, that's how filthy the water is, man. But they got all these billions of dollars to send over there to Ukraine, man. And you fucking Americans, you know, man, if a fly pitches on an American's eye, man, they wouldn't even blink. You know, that's how brain dead and stupid you are, man. You know, and then the elder brother Monaghan, had sent me a video. They were doing an experiment, a social experiment of you know, a child abduction. And, you know, the guy came out of nowhere, snatched up the little boy, picked him up and ran into an alley with him. And people just kept on walking like nothing was fucking happening, man. These people are fucking dead, man. These people don't know their head from their fucking ass, man. The world is fucked, man. Let me see. Back to this. So it says almost three-fourths of all U.S. farmers say that this year's drought is hurting their harvest. It says, thanks to the endless drought, and the total number of cattle in Oregon is down 41%. In America, they're big on consuming cattle, man. They're big on consuming meat. You know, they're not as upset at the vegetation being down more than the meat. For number 12, it says, thanks to the endless drought, the total number of cattle in New Mexico is down 43%. It said, and mind you, Bill Gates bought up all the farmlands, man. You know, he bought up at least 90% of the farmlands in America, and then he's trying to give you, you know, human fucking meat, man. You know, lab grown fucking meat. Thanks to the endless drought, the total number of cattle in Texas is down 50%. And Texas is a very large place, man. You know, they say everything is bigger in Texas because Texas is a very, very large place. You know, according to Esau, the entire Earth population can fit in Texas. You know, I don't know how true that is, but I don't doubt it. You know, because the Lord did say, be fruitful and multiply, man. 14. One beef producer in Oklahoma is now predicting that ground beef could eventually top $50 per pound. God damn. $50 per pound, man, for ground beef. Let me get this scripture real quick. This is Genesis. The point is in 30, you know, well, yeah. So I'm going to start at the top real quick. I'm going to read through it fast because this is exactly what's happening right now. It says, and it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed a dream, and behold, he stood by the river. Hey, I'm by a river right now. I might be fat now. I'm joking, man. It says, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat-fleshed, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kind came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean and lean fleshed, and stood by the other kind upon the brink of the river. And the river he was talking about was the river Nile. It says, and the ill-favored kind, and lean fleshed kind did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kind. So Pharaoh woke, and he slept and dreamed the second time, and behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good, and behold, 7 thin ears. And I believe the corn right here is going to wheat. It's grain wheat. Not corn that you see here. It's going into wheat, man. It says, where was I? Oh yeah. Verse 6, it says, and behold, 7 thin ears blasted with the wind, sprung up after them, and the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magi's of Egypt and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh, modern day Esau would call his scientists, because Esau is the modern day Pharaoh, so he will call his scientists, man. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and a chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night, and I and he, and we dreamed each according to the interpretation of his dream. Verse 12. And there was a young man in Hebrew, showing you that separation, man. There was a young man in Hebrew, servant of the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dream, to each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, which Joseph in the Hebrew, Yawasap, meaning to add. It says, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself, and after the customs, of the Egyptians, man. So that's why, when Joseph's brethren came, they didn't notice him, because he was shaving. Had a bald head, had his beard was shaven off. It says he shaved himself and changed his remnant and came unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I had dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret. Understand a dream to interpret. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. The Most High shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood by the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kind, fat flesh, and well favored, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kind came up after them, poor and very ill favored, and lean flesh, such as I never saw in all Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind. And when they had eaten it up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill favored. That's how bad that famine is. It says, as in the beginning, so I woke, and I saw in my dream. And I'm not really breaking it down because, as I go on, Joseph will break it down. It says, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. It says, and the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this to the magi's, to the magicians, but there was none that could declare it unto me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, it is one. The Most High has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. See, Joseph understood it right away, man. Because the Spirit came upon him and he understood it right away. It says what he is about to do. So Joseph is saying, this is what the Lord is about to do. You know? And that's why the scriptures tell you, man, the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And this is what's going on right here. The Lord ain't going to do nothing unless he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Now, this guy is going to go on to say he's been warning the people, but hey, man, you know, our apostles, starting with Apostle Paul, has been warning these people for over 40 years before any thought of this came about, man. You know, the apostles been warning you people, man. You know, I've been in this thing, what, almost 12 years? You know, before these things started, you know, we've been warning you people, man. You know? So let me read on. I might finish. Let me see how far it is. Damn. Nah, I ain't gonna finish this. You know, I'm just gonna get to the point, man. It says, and Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. The Most High has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. It says, the 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good. It's like it's the 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 years good ears. And the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. It says, and the 7 thin ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. It says, this is the thing I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. It says, behold, there came even 7 years of great and plenty throughout the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land of Egypt. So, you know, I'm gonna stop there because I want to get back to the article. So you get a point of what's really happening, man. This is the exact same thing that's happening, you know, with the Lord just adding a little twist to it. It says back in number 14, one beef producer in Oklahoma is now predicting that ground beef could eventually top $50 per pound, and all this is going on, and then you have inflation on top of that. It says at least 40% of the United States has been suffering from drought conditions for 101 consecutive weeks. You know, 101 consecutive weeks, man. I'm not sure how much months that is. Probably had to Google that, but it's a while. It says overall, this is the worst. Excuse me. Overall, this is the worst multi-year mega drought in the United States in 1,200 years. It says Europe is currently experiencing the worst drought that it has seen in 500 years. In some parts of Central Europe, river levels have fallen so low that the hunger stones are now being revealed for the first time in centuries. Now let's look up what these hunger stones are. Let's go. This is where you gotta use technology, man. Now let's see what hunger stones are. You know, I can't see it well because of the lighting on my phone and the sun. Let me go over here to another spot. Let me sit on these hunger stones right here. So it says a hunger stone is a type of hydrological landmark in common in Central Europe. Hunger stones serve as famine memorials and warnings, and were erected in Germany and in ethnic German settlements throughout Europe in the 15th centuries and the 19th centuries. So these are a warning that a famine is coming, you know, because when the rivers start drying out, man, that's it. Matter of fact, I said I was gonna hit it, so let me hit it. The river start drying out. I believe it's 16 and 19. Let me see. This is Revelation 16 and 12. I was right there. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up. And that angel have done that. This prophecy is happening as we speak. You know, because right now, as we speak, that great river Euphrates is drying up. You know, it's drying up, and then you have farmers that are leaving, you know, their agriculture, and they're moving into the inner city, you know, looking for work. And not to mention, you got these it's a spirit too, man. These I forgot what they're called, man, but you know, these little moths, they eat vegetation, man, and they've been popping up a lot around New York City. And it's spirit. I'm on this topic, and two of them just popped up. You know, just popped up in front of my face. So showing you, man, that the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, that great famine is coming. It says, and the sixth angel, poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east may be prepared. And that's for World War III to happen, man. Because remember, the Lord said he has you know, the scriptures speak about the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. You know, the Lord's going to gather all these armies over there, man, in the Middle East, and the kings of the East going into Russia and all these other countries that will go over there to fight World War III. So this prophecy right here, Revelation 16 and 12, you know, is coming to pass before our eyes. You know, it's happening. The great river Euphrates is drying up. So now let's go back to the article. Boom shakalaka. Where was I? Hunger stones. Right. So verse number 18, it says corn production in the entire EU could be down as very much as 1/5 in 2022. Number 19, we are being warned that there will be crop loss in France up to 35%, and that's gonna increase, man, as we go into the new year, because you know, there's gonna be a high demand, you know, for these things, man. It says verse number 20. He's saying verse. It says, it is being projected that crop loss in some areas of the UK could be as high as 50%, man. That's half. It says, number 21, it is being projected that there will be crop loss up to 50% in some parts of Germany. Uh, 22, it says some farmers in Italy have lost up to 80% of their harvest, man. 80, so there's only 20% of their harvest that they're going to be able to give to the public. And mind you, the farmers, they're not stupid. They're not going to sell everything. You know, they're going to keep what they need to survive. You know, maybe out of that 20%, they might keep a good, you know, 5-6%, man, you know, for themselves. It says agricultural, when I say themselves and their family, you know, it says 23, agricultural production in Somalia have been down by 80% this year. In Eastern Africa, so yo, man, you people keep on keeping on, man. Keep on doing your partying, your bullshitting, man. This is what's happening right now. In Eastern Africa, the endless drought has already resulted in deaths of at least 7 million animals. 7 million animals, man. It says in China they're facing the worst drought that they could ever experience in record history. India normally accounts for 40% of the global rice trade, but we're being warned that production in that country will be weighed down in 2022 due to considerable rainfall defects in key production states. And want you to think about something. As these percentages in these other countries are getting lower and lower and lower, and lower and lower, there's going to be a lot less exports. There's going to be far less exports than going out. And guess what? If you're a country like America, whose imports highly exceed your exports, then that's not very good. That's not very good, because you're dependent on these other countries, for the wheat, for the rice, for even now they're saying that they want to import beef from certain parts of Africa. So if you're a country like America, you're going to be fucked, because all these other countries are saying, hey, listen, we ain't got enough. If I sell this shit to you, then we going to starve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this shit in my own country. I'm going to raise the prices in my country so I could, make ends meet, or somewhat cover for the expenses. But I ain't selling it to you. Get your own shit, man. It says 27, a third of the entire nation of Pakistan, and this is worldwide, as you can see, this is worldwide. This is not happening just in one or two countries. This is worldwide, man. Ah, little lizard. This is worldwide. It says a third of the entire nation of Pakistan was underwater after recent flood absolutely devastated that nation, and agricultural areas are hit particularly hard as a result of the very vast majority of the crops in the country have been washed away. It says it has been estimated that roughly 65% of the country's food basket, particularly crops like rice, cotton, wheat, onions, have been washed away. Pakistan Foreign Minister Bayalwal Bhutto Zardari, in an interview on CGTN earlier this week, offered an even starker outlook by saying that about 80 to 90% of the country's crops have been damaged by the floods. 80 to 90%. So they have 10 or 20% left. So all them onions, rice and cotton won't be exported. That 20% will not be exported. And what they might do, they'll export 10% and charge you for 30 fucking percent. Or they, like I said earlier, they just gonna keep that 20% for themselves. Cause they're like, if our fucking people can't eat, what good is money to us, man? So it says verse number 28. It says the prices of fertilizers have tripled since 2021, which started with that whole scamdemic, man. That whole C-19 scamdemic, man. That crippled the world, man. It was a strategic attack, man. The prices of fertilizers have tripled since 2021, while prices of some other fertilizers have actually quadrupled. God damn. Number 29, one payment company is reporting that the number of Americans using their app to take out short-term loans for groceries have risen by 95%. Number 30, demand in U.S. flood banks is now even worse. And this is a perfect stage for the MOT Bizzle. The Revelation 13 and 16. Yeah, you want some food? Put this up in you, man. They're setting the stage for that prophecy, man. 30, it says demand at U.S. food banks is now even worse. It is than it was during the height of the COVID pandemic. 31, the World Health Organization tells us that millions of people in Africa are now potentially facing a very real possibility of starving to death. According to you got, Israelites out there, in Africa, and you got Israelites out there in Africa that are, like you got the brothers in Tanzania, I believe you pronounce it. Y'all brothers gonna be all right, man. The Lord's gonna protect you. Brothers that's doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, the Lord's gonna protect y'all, man. Same thing for brothers, all over the world, man. 32, according to the World Food Program, 828 million people around the world go to bed hungry each night. Needless to say, that number will soon be much higher. Wow. 33, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has publicly stated that he believes that it is likely that there will be multiple famines in 2023. As global food supply gets tighter and tighter, so the risk of civil unrest. And yes, the risk of civil unrest, man. That's when you're gonna have scriptures like 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, coming to pass. Where it says, "Speak thou in the ears of my people, which I say." And we're speaking 2nd Esdras 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. It says, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination brought against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Meaning, all the shit that you was supposed to do, you done did it. And it's time. It's time to judge the world, man. It's time for this fucking wicked society to go down. And I just thank and praise Yahweh Bashim Yahshai that I was blessed enough to be a part of this, this work. And I pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, as, the elect make up what? Each make up a stone in the kingdom. I pray that I was one of those stones, man. A nice little jasper stone. Hey, man. This is what's happening, man. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. And the Lord says he will hold his tongue no more. And that's why these things are happening. That's why these things are happening, because the Lord said, man, that's enough. I had enough of you fucking wicked ass people, man. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. That's us, man. That's the Israelites that died, in this truth, and that's the Israelites that here on earth, complaining to the Lord about everything that's going on. Verse 9, therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. Now let's go down to the famine. It says, Let me see. Okay. 15, 2nd Ezra 15 and 57. It says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down. Now you saw the public service announcement going over there in Illinois, of certain crimes that really aren't going to be answered to anymore. So the cities are going to be broken, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and shall eat their own flesh and drink their own blood, for the very hunger of bread and thirst for water. So all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. I'm gonna end it there. And right now my main channel is down, so these shows will be on my backup channel. So Baba Kushah, brothers watching, subscribe. So I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Racha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, honors and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.